The very first room I ever fully designed was Wren's nursery, and it had wallpaper in it. And I haven't stopped using wallpaper ever since. And now I am lucky to have been able to design wallpapers for McGee Co and also a peel and stick collection for Target. Before you select your wallpaper, there are a few conditions that you need to consider. One, the room function. Is this a high traffic space? Will there be a lot of humidity, or can it handle the wallpaper? The next is you want to think about the wall condition itself. Is it smooth? If not, if it's kind of rough or bumpy, you'll have to get it smoothed out. And then 3, look at your space, and are you clearing it out and the wallpaper can be the jumping off point, or do you need to select a wallpaper that coordinates with existing pieces? I'm all about designing a home that works for you and your taste. For me and my clients, I am not an advocate for accent walls. I think that they look a little bit less expensive, and I also just think that you need to dive in fully to your wallpaper look and have it be an immersive experience. If you have a wall space that is just really large, then instead of doing one wall, break up your wall vertically. Add paneling and then just do the wallpaper above, or maybe you even just do it only on the ceiling. There are things that you can do to break it up instead of just putting a few rolls of wallpaper on one wall in your room. For the person that's scared of pattern or having something loud in their room, don't look to an accent wall as your solution. Look to a more subdued wallpaper pattern as the solution. If you're looking for a place to go bold or experiment or go with the splurge-worthy wallpaper, but you don't want to go completely over your budget, then a powder bathroom is the place to do it. The reason I love to wallpaper powder bathrooms is that you don't have the steam component of a small bathroom with a shower. And then it's also a place that you can just have a really big moment. It's not someone's bedroom, they're trying to go to sleep at night and it's loud. You can just really go big. You can go for that loud pattern, you can go for the bold color, and it is just the ideal place to create that jewel box moment. My top 2 go-to spaces for wallpaper are powder bathrooms and nurseries. But one of the most forgotten spaces to wallpaper is the laundry room. I love to add wallpaper to a laundry room. It's kind of like a powder bathroom in the sense that it's a small space with not a lot of wall space, and you can have fun with it and add a little cheer to that utilitarian space. When you're selecting a wallpaper for a space like a bedroom, I really want to hang the sample on my wall so I can imagine how the repeat of the wallpaper is going to look in the room. The repeat is the wallpaper pattern actually repeating. And if you pick something really tiny, you can almost get a dizzying effect in a space that has a lot of wall space. And so the key for me is to just hang it up on the wall and sit on it. You wanna go back, you wanna visit it, and you wanna see when you step back with this wallpaper sample, are you already getting some waviness and movement? Because if you're seeing it in the small sample, you're gonna get it even more when it translates to a large surface. If you're not and you're feeling good about the scale and confident, then I say go for it. With murals, you need to be really mindful of the height of your room because murals are cut typically to set lengths. So if you have a vaulted room and the mural only goes to 8 or 9 feet, then it won't reach up into that vaulted space. So really pay attention to those measurements. I love grass cloth wallpapers for the texture and dimension that they bring to a bedroom. I mean, I'll use them in any room, but I love them in bedroom spaces. And they are often the solution if one partner is really wanting wallpaper and the other one is not wanting wallpaper or not wanting a pattern in the space. This allows us to get that texture applied to the walls, you're getting a color, you're getting some interest, but it's not necessarily a bold pattern. When you're wallpapering a space that opens to other spaces, for example, a dining room, the transition between the space that you want to wallpaper and the spaces around it is really important, and it's nice to have a stopping point. In fact, it's key that you have a stopping point, or else your wallpaper will need to carry into all of the adjoining spaces. My dining room didn't have a stopping point until I added these beautiful side lights and the molding details. Those molding details and the openings are what allow you to isolate one space in your home to wallpaper and still have them open up to the other areas. Let's say you're not ready to commit to a full room of wallpaper, but you want wallpaper in your home. The back of a built-in or a bookcase is the ideal place to do that. And you could do this in a home that is a rental space and you add a bookcase and then you just customize it, or you could do it with your existing built-ins. I've done this with pattern, I've done this with grass cloth and textural wallpapers. It just adds something interesting. It breaks up the surface of what's going behind your objects and books, and it's a really nice look. Mixing patterns is something that I love to do, and when it comes to wallpaper, there are a couple of ways that you can do this. You can actually put two different wallpapers in nearby rooms. The key is hold those wallpapers up and make sure they look good stacked on top of each other. I did this look in Ivy's room. I have one bold wallpaper in her bathroom and another one in her bedroom. And I think it totally works, but it did take some sampling to make sure that the wallpaper textiles worked together. I did throw out kind of the typical rules that I would tell you to follow, which is go with something clean and straight lined with something more florally. I just went floral on floral, but it works. If you want to feel really confident in your choices with pattern mixing, hold out all of your samples, the textiles, the pillows, and follow similar rules that we do when we lay out pillows on a couch. So that is solids and textures mixed with a floral that brings the colors together. Add in a plaid or a stripe. So whatever you decide you want your wallpaper to be, let's say your wallpaper is a plaid wallpaper, then on your textiles in the room, you can go with the textures and the florals and maybe a block print paisley. Those things work together because there's some push and pull and it's not the same pattern repeating in different ways over and over. I will say though that I have been dying to do the repeating pattern look in a space. It's something that's trending right now. I haven't gotten a client on board with it yet, but I'm going to. And I love the look of layering the same exact pattern on top of each other. So wallpaper matches the upholstered headboard, which matches the pillow. And I think that if you're not ready to go all in on that look, match a pillow to your wallpaper to try this trend. I love wallpaper, huge fan. I have it in our dining room, I have it in a basement bedroom, I have it in all 3 girls' bedrooms, and I have it in our powder bathroom. I'm adding more wallpaper to a powder bathroom, and then even more wallpaper to one more space, which we'll be sharing with you soon.